Now, the next SEO tip I want to share with you concerns sitemaps. Now, as always, we start with the Google Webmaster Guidelines. So if you haven't seen these before, go to Google, search using the phrase Google Webmaster Guidelines and find this page here from Google. And if we go down here, there's these three bits here. The bit of interest today is this: help Google find your pages. And can you see here it said provide a sitemap file with links that point to the important pages on your website. Also, provide a page with a human readable list of links to these pages, sometimes called a site index or a sitemap page. Now that's a little bit confusing, so let's first of all look at what's called an HTML sitemap. There's two types of sitemap. There's an HTML sitemap and an XML sitemap. Totally different things, and Google recommends you have both of these. So first of all, let's look at an HTML sitemap. Now, if I go to a page on my website, in fact, I'll view the page first. I've got a sitemap here. So this is under About Sitemap, and when you click on that, up comes this sitemap page. It's just an ordinary page. There's nothing special about it. So it's an ordinary page on my website, and what it does, it contains links to all the other pages on my website. And as I say, Google recommends you have one of these, what's called an HTML sitemap. So it's purely an ordinary page with links to all the other pages. Now if I go and click on where it says edit page here, this is in WordPress of course, I've got a shortcode here called page list. So where does that come from? Well, in WordPress I'd go to plugins, install plugins, so I've already installed it. But if you go down here, we've got, where are we? We've got a plugin called Sitemaps. So first of all, you go and install this in WordPress in the normal way. As always, if you're installing plugins, I strongly recommend you back up everything prior to installing these plugins. You should be okay, but it's always good practice before you install any new plugin. Make sure you do a complete backup first, just to be on the safe side. So anyway, once you've installed this sitemap, or the sitemap plugin, basically it just sets the thing up. Now you've got shortcodes up here. The one that I was using is page list, which is the word page list prefixed by an open square brackets and ending with an end square bracket. You have got various other shortcodes here, and you can go and check out the details if you want to, but the one I recommend is just a simple shortcode here, and all you have to do is take that shortcode, then go to your site, and if I go to my sitemap page, this is what the users see, but what I've actually got on the page that makes that work is this shortcode courtesy of that plugin called page list. If this doesn't make too much sense, as I say, this is purely for people using WordPress. In WordPress you have plugins you can install, which are basically extensions to the base system. And quite often with plugins you have these little bits of code called shortcodes, like this one here, which is a shortcode. And the effect of that is at the back end I see this, but what the user will see is, if I show you, is basically the effect of that shortcode, which is links to all the other pages. And if you want a sitemap, an HTML sitemap on a WordPress website, that's it, it's done. And the great thing is, it's dynamically updated. What that means is if you create new pages, I won't actually do it, but if you created a new page, that would automatically be added to this sitemap display here. I mean, that really is the whole point of the plugin. It automates everything. So that's the HTML sitemap. If we go back to the Google guidelines, it does sort of indicate rather confusingly to use both types, but it uses sort of Google type terminology, which is not in common use. As I say, most people would say there's HTML sitemaps and there's XML sitemaps. So that brings us on to an XML sitemap. What is that? Well, HTML sitemaps really are for the benefit of humans, visitors coming to your site. They can go to the sitemap page and follow the links, but more importantly, so can Google. Now, an XML sitemap is something that's purely for the benefit of the search engines like Google. Humans don't see it, it's purely for the search engines. And again, if you're using WordPress, then in WordPress you can just simply install a plugin. So in this case, I've installed a plugin called Google XML Sitemap Generator. Now, once you've installed this plugin, you'll find the settings are hidden away under Settings, and then if you go down here, there's this item that says XML Sitemap. And if you click on that, there are things you can configure. In most cases, you probably find you don't need to mess about with this. Simply just install it, and the system gets on with it. Now, the whole point of the XML sitemap is that when Google comes to your website, the first thing it does, it looks for your XML sitemap if you've got one. If it hasn't got one, it says, fair enough, and then it sort of stumbles around your website, going from link to link, trying to figure out what's going on, and seeing if there's any new changes or new websites, any new pages to your website since its last visit. So the idea of the XML sitemap, it makes life easier for Google, because Google looks at the XML sitemap, and that has details, new pages, things like that. So it's not absolutely essential for SEO to have an XML sitemap, but it makes life easier for Google, and more to the point, Google recommends you have one. And as always with the Google Webmaster Guidelines, if you're serious about your SEO, if Google says to do something, you don't argue, you just do it. If Google says not to do something, you don't do it. But the great thing about WordPress is you just simply install this XML sitemap, and that's it. And again, it's dynamically updated, so that as you add new pages and what have you, or delete pages, the XML sitemap will be updated accordingly. So there you have it. There's two types of sitemaps, remember. The HTML sitemap, which is purely a page on your website. Nothing special about it. In WordPress, we generate it automatically, but you could do it by hand if you wanted. It's just that then you'd have to remember to update the sitemap every time you added new pages to your website, so much easier to have it done automatically. The XML sitemap, again, from a WordPress point of view, very, very straightforward, very simple to install, and once it's installed, it just works. And again, going back to the guidelines do say, rather confusingly, have both types of sitemap.